Toronto's Newcomer Day welcomes thousands, highlights Indigenous knowledge at Spirit Garden. Recently, more than 10,000 people gathered at Nathan Phillips Square for Toronto's 11th annual Newcomer Day, a city-led celebration recognizing the contributions of immigrants and refugees to one of the world's most diverse cities. Since its inception in 2015, Newcomer Day has become a flagship civic event, offering performances, citizenship ceremonies, multilingual information booths, cultural programming, and welcoming spaces for connection. Across the square, over 125 organizations staffed booths offering essential information on settlement services, employment, housing, language learning, healthcare, and community initiatives. Among them was the 200 Wellesley Community Corner, a hub based in St. Jamestown that provides comprehensive support services to residents. Staff shared information about their food security initiatives, including a community kitchen that has become a lifeline for how low-income families, newcomers, and seniors in the area. They also offered delicious samosas and other goodies.
My name is Viola Haras. We are from St. Jamestown Catering Collective, and we are selling for veggie samosa and chicken sahala, chicken samosa, everything that's homemade, handmade. And we have gulab jam and with sauce and chai tea. So we are helping for the newcomers, and we have even open for Monday to Saturday, 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. And we are trying to helping all the time for the newcomers, and we have a low price for the newcomers price. It is affordable, but we don't have a tax at all. And every day fresh meal and different meal every single day. We have breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We offer like an amazing amount of services actually. So for this brochure, for example, we have the corner at 240, which we help fix household items like appliances or different kinds of things like that. We fix bicycles. Everything's for like low income, so we charge a very fair price for all the services that we are offering in that regard. We also have like other social services, helping find a doctor. It's a community hub. I'm personally the bike fixer guy or the handyman, so I get service calls for, hanging a television on a wall, doing stuff like that, or fixing your bike.
Also present at the square was the Center of Learning and Development from Regent Park, where rptv spoke with Malika Outen, Director of Programming for Neighbourhood Impact, about the organization's community services and initiatives.
Hello, my name is Malika Outen. I'm currently the Program Director here at the Center of Learning and Development, and we offer incredible programs that are really geared towards building strong communities, one individual at a time, that really facilitates that empowerment, right, of community development. And so we have programs for digital foundations training, academic upskilling, and of course, our flagship program, the Immigrant Women's Leadership Program. All of these programs are really supporting your employability as well as further training, whether that's post-secondary or other employment-related training. The Immigrant Women's Program, of course, we are currently accepting applications for our September cohort. And this is a 6-month training, which really is geared towards women who want to get involved in the community social service sector, but have received barriers to do so. And so after the 6 months, you have about 140 hours placement in a social service-based organization, which really helps your employability. We are really a hub for a lot of people to seek community first and foremost, that are experiencing isolation because they are new to the country, and really being able to build their capacity to make social transformative change within their own communities. And that's really the overall goal for us as an organization.
This year marked a meaningful milestone with the addition of guided visits to the newly completed Spirit Garden, an Indigenous cultural space just steps from City Hall. For many newcomers, it offered a first encounter with Indigenous knowledge and ceremony, fostering a deeper understanding of the land they now call home and encouraging respectful relationships rooted in truth and history. Organized by the Toronto Council Fire Native Cultural Centre, the Spirit Garden features powerful symbols such as a turtle sculpture aligned with magnetic north, the Kaswentha two-row wampum pathway, an Inukshuk, the Spirit Canoe, the Three Sisters panels, and the Teaching Lodge made of ash and cedar. Together, these elements form a living response to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's Call to Action 82, calling for the creation of commemorative spaces that honor residential school survivors and advance public education on Indigenous history. Council Fire team members led visitors through the garden, sharing insight rooted in cultural teachings and lived experience. Errol Hernandez from Council Fire's Education, Awareness and Wellbeing sector spoke to RPTV about the organization's broader programming and how the Spirit Garden reflects its commitment to cultural resurgence, intergenerational healing, and public education.
The sector is actually called Education, Awareness and Wellbeing sector. And we do education, as in literacy and basic skills, generically, math, computers, communication, and we have art and wellness classes that's actually facilitated by senior students at the Toronto Art Therapy Institute, okay? And they run art therapy processes in the classroom, so it's not really art class, it's more about wellness, well-being, as per therapeutic exercises to bring out, to de-stress our learners. We live in stressful times, right? So that's the one core of the art and wellness, but we also offer students one-on-one sessions with healers, Indigenous perspective healers, public health as well as their personal health, right? And their personal self-care. Self-care is a big deal for us as well, especially staff. We at Council Fire, we have in place support systems for staff to work on or de-stress also and take care of their health care, their self-care, right? So we do all of the above. And education-wise, in some ways, everything is a little bit of education. So we also go outside the context of math, computers, literacy, communication, art and wellness. We also will be doing things that relates to what's going on right now in our environment, that a little bit of knowledge about it and awareness about it would actually help someone navigate their day. We are located in the catchment of Regent Park. We're at the corner of Dundas Street East and Parliament. It's the building diagonally across from the Fresco. It's a kind of a purplish, a bluish purple building, and we've been there in that building for definitely over 20 years, but we've been in Regent Park area for about 44 years. I think we're going on our 45th year right now, but we're really close. It's 45th, 46th. So that's where we're at. We tend to be supportive of the neighborhood and a fair amount of involvement in the neighborhood. The neighborhood knows we're there. During COVID, when we had a meal program all year, but even before COVID, but during COVID, some of the other organizations had closed down their meal programs. So we stepped up and we did more. And one of the things we have kitchens and so forth, but we ended up purchasing meals and we purchased it locally. We just used a restaurant that was in the area. So we tend to be conscious of supporting the Regent Park vendors and stores and in the area. And the Spirit Garden, which is now open. Last year, Newcomer Day, it was not yet open. It was still under construction, final months. And it's opened in September of last year. And we are directing people over to the Spirit Garden. And if you go to our website, torontocouncilfire.ca, you'll find that there's a link with information about the Spirit Garden. Definitely, it was a project that took 7 years to bring to fruition with the cooperation of community organizations, City of Toronto, Government of Ontario, Government of Canada. It's a partial response. Well, it's a response partially motivated by the Truth and Reconciliation Commission call to action, which happened a few years ago. But it's bigger than that because it's not just a little monument in a park. It's actually an activity space that have events, and we can do tours, and we can do cultural sensitivity training on the premises, and so on. Thank you.
Dean Dockstader from the Apatisuin Employment and Training Program highlighted how Council Fire's employment initiatives help individuals reconnect with their identity and build skills through culturally grounded approaches.
I'm the coordinator for the Apatisuin Employment and Training Center. We have different programs that we offer, resume writing. We work with higher end to universities, colleges. We work with the unions. If you're in Toronto and you live in the GT area, I'm the guy you want to talk to. We can help, okay? We can assist with bursaries. We can assist with employment startups. What we are and what we aren't, though, we are not a referral agency. We don't have a specific job, so people come in. So we got to let people know exactly what we do and what we don't do, okay? So Apatisuin is a Swampy Cree word, which means employment, okay? It's a Cree word. It was given to the Ontario Federations probably about 14 years ago, okay? So the Apatisuin program is throughout all the friendship centers. We got 24 friendship centers, so you got 24 Apatisuin sites from Ottawa, Peterborough, Toronto, London, Windsor, etc. So they go, and we all network with each other. Once a month, we go on Zoom. We talk about what's going on in different areas of their area. Okay, so like I said, if you're Indigenous and you live in Toronto, Whitby, Scarborough, GTA, as far as down as Brampton, I'm the guy you want to talk to, okay? We'll help you out, okay? Or we can do a lot of good career counseling as well. So that's about it. Thank you very much, and hope to see you there.
Alan Ohichquo, Thunderbird, of the Gathering Place team, spoke to RPTV about the meaning of his regalia and the presence of the sacred fire, welcoming community members and newcomers through traditional teachings.
My Indian name is Thunderbird Man. And I come from a wolf clan, and I'm originally from Atwabiskit First Nation. I'm a Cree and Mushkegok. The reason why I'm here for is to do a little bit of demonstration about my regalia, about my dancing, my traditional dance, and also talk about the sacred fire, and a little bit talk about the spirit garden, what it's all about, what is the meaning of it, what is the significance of it, what is the purpose of it also, right? You know, the reason why is that we have the spirit gardens for the legacy of the residential school children that did not come home. And then these are the survivors that they made this, and that's the reason why that they have this for. So, and also that you know, they have this sacred fire for our loved ones, to give thanks to our Creator. We offer that tobacco also to the medicines, the sacred medicines, the cedar, the sage, the sweetgrass, and to give thanks. And then so part of my my dancing is all about healing. You know, I always pray and meditate when I pray, and then to give thanks to our Creator, to give us this beautiful day, to give, to live well for you, and to look after one another. So miigwech, thank you.
Mark Shkoda, program coordinator, shared reflections on the day's event and the importance of welcoming newcomers into Indigenous-led spaces as partners in reconciliation.
Hi there, my name is Mark Skoda. I'm the Spirit Garden Programming Coordinator for Toronto Council Fire Native Cultural Center. Right here is the Spirit Garden. This is the turtle sculpture, which is supposed to be representative of the creation story of Turtle Island, i.e. North America, in the Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee tradition. This Spirit Garden is a realization of the Call to Action 82 of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission to have monuments for residential schools, publicly accessible to the people. If you look over there, you can see those are the 18 federally recognized residential schools that operated in Ontario. And I say federally recognized because there was more provincially funded and also funded by different religious organizations. We just include the federal ones. There's the teaching lodge. We hold events there. And if you pan over there, there's a little bit of our team doing a cultural demonstration. That's Alan. He works for our support services downstairs. As a center that actually delivers a lot of social services, we actually have a lot of contact with newcomers. We do food bank, employment services, primarily geared towards Native people, but not exclusive to. Basically, just come with an open mind. We love curiosity, but also come with respect, please.
Inside the Spirit Gardens Teaching Lodge, Anishinaabe knowledge keeper John Hishig Mayawasij led a powerful session on Indigenous worldview, land stewardship, and the deep role of oral tradition in shaping collective memory. Events like Newcomer Day create space for connection, bringing together diverse communities and knowledge systems that are too often kept apart. For Regent Park, a neighbourhood known for welcoming immigrants and newcomers, the connection to council fire and Indigenous teachings highlights the importance of building community through listening, learning, and shared respect. Now we take you inside the Spirit Gardens Teaching Lodge, where a group of visitors joined Anishinaabe knowledge keeper John Hishig Mayawasij in a moving session about the deeper meanings behind the lodge's components, stories of survival, teachings carried through generations, and a solemn tribute to the children who never returned home.
So where are you guys all from? Yeah. Toronto? Originally? London? Ireland? Yeah. Russia? Mm-hmm. Where? In Ottawa.
West Africa?
Yes. Ottawa. Okay.
Barbados.
You live in Markham. Were you born in Markham? Sri Lanka? Mm-hmm.
Barbados.
Barbados? I'm going to tell you something, eh? Is that we're all related. Okay? It may not look like we're all related, but we are. You know, we all breathe the same air. We all drink the same water, and we all walk on our mother, the earth. We're all connected. Not only are we all connected, we're connected to every living thing that is created, and that Creator gave us. And that whole environment that we live in could survive without us, but we couldn't survive without that. So that's how we're all connected. I don't know how much do you know about First Nation people? Except maybe we were here first.
I studied doing Indigenous studies at UT, so I
Mhm.
learned as much as I can.
Okay.
A little bit of a creation.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know our cultures are related a little bit.
Yes, the Irish, we have great affinity.
Okay. Now, you have these little people. We have little people. Okay. And these little people, you know, keep an eye on us. Make sure that we don't step out of bounds, and they'll also watch us. And they play tricks on us. Sound similar?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's something. Where are you from?
I'm from Mauritius. Mauritius.
Mauritius. Okay. So I did, you know, like, I worked at Pearson International Airport for 37 years, you know, so I got to meet everybody from all these different cultures and all that, so I got a little understanding from them. Not a great understanding, but a little, you know, and now I told this one story. And I was invited to this person's house, and they were from India. And then I told them the story of how our people believe North America is on the back of a turtle. Sound familiar? And they walked back. And I asked, "Why did I say something wrong?" And they said, "No. In our culture, is that we believe the earth rests on the back of a turtle." No. Okay. But there are all these different similarities. So you're all here to come to the teaching lodge. Well, this isn't really like, you know, we just didn't make it because it looked nice and all this, but everything in here has a meaning. It's all related to everything. Let's talk about this structure right here. So could I get maybe 3 females over on this side? And do we have 4 males? We got 2. Okay, 4. Okay, so maybe I'll step in here. So put your hands up like this, and then come across and join. Okay. Now, this here, or keep them up. Can somebody come over here and substitute for me? Doesn't matter. Just come. Yeah, doesn't matter. Okay. So these arches here on the side here, when we build it, these are all poles. All the poles over here represent Anishinaabe Hua, the indigenous women. All the poles over here represent indigenous males, Anishinaabe lineage. And when we bring these poles together, what we actually do is we wrap them together. And this, when we do this, this represents the union, the relationship between the couples in there. And what they're doing is they're protecting this road right here. This road is the road that the Creator asked us to follow. This is our way of life. Now, when you have these poles like this, you can see they're very easy to push, move them, okay? So now, these rails here, now put your arms like this. No, go like that. Oh, that's it. No, you put your arms across. Okay, and so now they support each other, right? And now it's harder to push them apart, so that they support each other to protect this road. And why are they protecting this road? Because basically these here, this could be my parents. This would be their parents, their grandparents. These other ones would be my uncles and aunts, my brothers and sisters. And what they're doing is they're protecting this road so that it will always be there for our children. Now, how many people does it take to raise a child? Art? It takes a village. Okay? So this is why this lodge was given to us, is so that we could raise our children. But when the Europeans came and they went to colonize us, these are the bonds that they broke. And because they broke those bonds, is that they were able to take control of us. Augustine said, God, thank you very much.
With our tradition
Yeah.
and Maya.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't give the permission.
Yeah.
They took it without even negotiating.
Yeah. And so when you look at that, and the way they destroy it, is now what? Is that you will raise your children the way you were raised. And they will raise their children the way they were raised. But what happens if you've never had the opportunity to be raised by your parents? That turtle out there, in there, and you've seen all the residential schools, that's only the ones that were in Ontario. But they went all across Canada. And so these children were taken when they were 5 years old, and they weren't returned until they were 16, 17. One of the first things that you learned from your parents was unconditional love. That is being transferred from the moment that child comes out and grows in that love. But how much does a child of 5 years old know? You know? Because, that parent picks them up and hugs them. And it shows them how to love. But what if you ever think about it, how you couldn't love, or how you can't show that? And so when you don't have those skills, you can't show your children how to love. And so this is all what residential school did to destroy them. He goes, you have all your history and all your culture. It's in your stories. Something that I never really knew. And then I came back and realizing I knew who I was. Because a lot of people who are wandering around, they really don't understand who they are. They've never had the opportunity to understand who they are and to know their culture, because they were all deprived from them. So this launch here is my attempt to share my knowledge with all the people who never had the opportunity to go through these launches because they were taking a residential school. It helps to bring our culture here so that they can reach out and be a part of this. In our language is when someone has given you something, like the time you have given me, in order to allow me to share a bit of my knowledge about my culture. We say, "Miigwech." Okay, so Miigwech. I thank you very much for allowing me this little time in your life to share. So I thank you very much. And Ba Ma Pi. Yidawabome. Minawa. I will see you again. I will see you again. Okay?
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and check out all of our social media platforms. For more information, check out our website.